In the last class, we have seen the Charter Act 1813. So the next act will be after 20 years. So 20 years in the sense, the next Charter Act will be 1833. Okay. So today we'll discuss Charter Act 1833. We shall discuss the main key aspects. Governor General of Bengal was now renamed as Governor General of India. Okay. So earlier, if you remember, we have discussed in the previous videos that earlier there are three provinces, right? Bombay, Madras, and Bengal. So in the regulating act, during the regulating act 1773, they started giving the powers, legislative powers to Governor of Bengal. Okay. So earlier, each province will be having legislative and executive powers. Legislative and executive powers. Okay. So from the regulating act 1773, they started giving legislative powers to Governor of Bengal. Okay. So first he was Governor of Bengal. I will write here. First he was Governor of Bengal. Then he was made into Governor General of Bengal. Governor General of Bengal. Okay. So in this act, Governor General of Bengal was made into Governor General of India. Okay. So this is the first step for centralization. First step of centralization. Okay, centralization started in this act. So it completed in the 1833. So this is called, let me write the act, Charter Act 1833. This is the final step of centralization. Final step of centralization. Centralization. Okay. So they started is this centralization process during Regulating Act 1773. They completed during 1833. Okay, now there is a centralized power, Governor General of India. Okay, so the next key thing is that, and one more thing here, the first person to be the Governor General of India is Lord William Bentinck. Lord William Bentinck. Okay, so here the important bits we may get is centralization, when it started, when it ended. Okay, so before this, prior to this, the rules were called regulations. Okay, because they were passed by executives. Now they are called acts because they got the legislative sanction. Okay, so I would like to suggest you one thing. Find out the differences, more differences between regulations and acts, so that you will know the differences. Okay, so the main difference is these are passed by executives. These also have legislative sanction. So these are called acts. Both are rules only. Okay. So next key thing is EIC became the administrative body. Write down with me, okay? Don't waste time. administrative body. Okay, so remember this East India Company came to India for trade, right? So they came for trade, now they became the administrative body. Okay, and it was mentioned in this act that EIC will be holding its territories in trust. Okay, this is important, in trust with British government. Okay, and the most important thing for us, for civil servants, is that they tried to introduced open competition for civil servants like you. Okay, but there is a huge opposition. Okay, huge opposition from court of directors. Court of directors. So what might be the reason? One reason might be these people might lose their jobs, like the British people might lose their jobs once Indians will be in the civil services. Okay, that might be the reason. That is how there is a huge opposition. Okay, yeah, and anyhow the competition was open for Indians also. We shall see that in the next chapter act. Okay, so next one will be after 20 years, 20 years in the sense 1853. Okay, we shall see that act.